This is where the gaslighting gets really good.
My nickname around these parts is Dead Weight.
I hadn't been considering scissor.
I'm prepared to travel in time.
We were deep into an Adam Sandler rabbit hole in this podcast. How did that happen? A lifetime of Hallmark.
Well, hello everybody. It is your favorite day of the week. It is time for another episode of A Lifetime of Hallmark, where we talk about your favorite movies on both Lifetime and the Hallmark channel and try to make sense of them. I am Les Kirkendall Barrett. Hello, Jason Bowers.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett.
And hello, Kurt Fitzpatrick.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett. I'm sorry, I didn't enunciate. Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett, and hello, Jason Bowers.
Oh.
And we're back. It's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
the last time we recorded, we were talking about going to Jason's birthday party.
Yes. Not really a party, though.
So that, or Jason's birthday get-together.
Yeah, there you go. It was a gathering.
A Jason's birthday gathering.
Yeah.
So that was,
Okay.
what, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
And my birthday was, we're recording this today on August 18th, so my birthday was 10 days ago.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That was a long time.
Yeah.
And your gathering was fun, Jason. I had a good time.
Hey, so did I. Thanks for
Now,
coming.
what's the difference? So it wasn't a party; it was a gathering.
I don't like the term party unless it's been like a planned event at a planned place and there's decorations and there's like coordinating logistics. I didn't want to do any of that. I didn't want to clean up. I was like, hey, let's just meet up for drinks on my birthday. I like that.
Okay.
I don't like a
So it
birthday
wasn't-
brunch. I don't like that where everyone's like trying to finagle over paying for things. I'd rather just like, come, have a drink. If you want to stay, great. You want to go, also cool, like whatever.
Yeah,
I
it was fun.
haven't given a party. Well, let's see. Have I? Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm reluctant to give a party during the age of social media, which we're living in.
Right.
Because like somebody's bound to see like a picture. You know, I did this one time. There was I know somebody who kept, and I used to like get together with her and a group of people, and she kept posting these pictures of these parties she was having, and I was like, what? Okay. So I finally just wrote to her. I never did this before. I wrote to her and said, what's going on? What am I off your list? And we got it resolved.
Oh, see, I was trying to figure out why you wouldn't want a party to be broadcast on social media, is because you don't want people to feel left out if they weren't invited, and vice versa.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
What did she say? What was her explanation?
She apologized. She didn't. It was something like that. She said, "Oh, I'll invite you next time." It was just something happened, and
F you.
I haven't been invited.
I want to come now.
I'll tell you, she got married and didn't invite me. I know that.
How close are you to this friend? That's what I would ask.
What's that?
How close are you to this friend? That's what I would ask.
Not close at all. But she was okay. We're getting too close. She was a Fringe Festival person, unless you know this. Like some of the Fringe Festival people were closer to than others, but it is kind of a community. So she was part. She was part of. But anybody listening now who knows her is going to figure out who it is. But she was somebody who was in New York, and like we used to get together. Like all the New York Fringe people would get together, you know, and so then I would see pictures of, you know, her home where there's different Fringe people were there. Like, and if I wrote to her, I was like, "Oh, what's going on? What's the deal?"
See,
like, I want to hang out with these people too.
I am actually going to play devil's advocate here and side with her, whom I don't even know. I don't know the nuance of the situation. I just know that seeing a party on social media and then getting like genuinely upset that you weren't there to the point of like calling someone out. It's like there are a lot of factors in planning where maybe the person would just inadvertently left off the list, or maybe it was deliberate. Like, hey, you know, we're in a weird time where people are limiting number of people, or maybe the space was limited. Maybe it's like, hey, I know these people are going to get along really well, so I'm trying to curate the experience. There's a lot of reasons why that would happen.
Yeah, and she kind of did have reasons like that, and she was like apologetic. She even said it's never going to happen again. You know, so she knew. So I do think
she had a wedding and didn't invite you.
Well, she wouldn't invite me to the wedding. I don't know her that well. I'm just joking about that. But yeah, so we made up. But it's better than me being. It happened a couple times. There was a couple parties before I wrote to her, and like I said, I've never done that. But I just got to a point where I was like, this is getting on my nerves.
I will also, still playing devil's advocate, say, have you invited her to do things?
Within a group we used to, but it was a long time ago.
But I'm saying, are you one that has instigated the hey, let's do this gathering and you should come?
A long time ago.
Okay.
I think I was. Yeah, we used to do that. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that it wasn't everyone else that was inviting, and then you're upset that you're not invited. It's like, well, have you invited anyone to anything?
All right, boy.
Sorry.
Would you like to be the devil's advocate again, Jason?
Okay.
Please.
Sure. Wow. Sorry.
All I have to say is Sleeping Beauty could have been totally avoided.
Huh?
Because remember, Maleficent, the
hell are you talking about?
Maleficent got pissed off and cursed the thimble was because they had a big party and her invitation accidentally fell off of the porch.
Oh.
And so she was mad because she didn't get a party invitation.
Oh, wow. This is like a story of my life.
Well, you watch out. You can turn into Maleficent.
All right. I've lost
track. And look how that ended up.
I've lost track of the story. I have to watch that. Is that the one with Angelina Jolie?
I'm talking about the cartoon version.
Oh, okay. I think I did see that.
The movie version, it was all about a man, of course.
Yes.
It always is.
A man. Yeah,
anyway.
So if she's listening, I'm probably not going to get invited again now. She's like, that's it. And I have a reason not to invite you. It's no longer an oversight.
Do you know who would invite you to their party if they knew you? Black China. Do you have any Black China news?
Doing a piece of China.
China.
I'm talking China.
The Black China Report. Here's Kurt Fitzpatrick.
Okay, this is a follow-up from the last article that I read in our previous show. Now, this is from Yahoo News. Black China accused of being transphobic after attempting to expose ex Tyga. This tweet is exactly the BS behavior that puts black trans women in danger, tweeted a Black China critic, which I didn't know that was like a job title, a Black China critic. So Black China recently took to Twitter to air some details about the alleged sexual preferences of former boyfriend Tyga in 2 brief blasts. Monday afternoon, the social media influencer tweeted, "Tyga loves trans, me too," before firing off another tweet imploring the rapper to tell the truth. Many on social media didn't take kindly to what appeared to be China slamming Tyga for his sexual preferences. "Am I the only one who sees this as her being transphobic?" asked one Twitter user. "Why are you pressing him like it's a bad thing? Because no effing shade at all. My T-girls be eating most of you cis girls up," wrote another user. And up has a lot of P's. It's more like up, 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 up.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if Tyga dates trans women, but this tweet is exactly the BS behavior that puts black trans women in danger when you all out there shaming black men for being attracted to trans women. You, N-word, love to punch down. Well, I'm not going to say it. Punch down when everyone else is minding their damn business, tweeted Mary Hart, formerly of Entertainment Tonight.
Wait, what?
No.
Wait, what?
No, it wasn't Mary Hart. Tweeted this somebody, Kelly Terrell. People also question why China didn't seem as upset about the fact that Tyga began dating Kylie Jenner when she was still very young. Tyga didn't get enough heat for dating underage Kylie, wrote another user. It seems that Tyga has not responded to China's assertions, and she has not followed up her tweets with any more information about why she chose to post what she did. The two have a son together, 8-year-old son, King Cairo, and before this, it seemed like they had a cordial relationship. Oh, man, it goes on. But this is not the first time Tyga's alleged sexual preferences have been publicized. I don't know. We could probably stop it there.
At the beginning of the story, you asked a question as if you, of all people, don't know the answer. You said, Black China critic? You said, I didn't know that was a job. Kurt, this is literally what you do.
I guess that's well, I'm not a critic. I'm a Black China historian.
Yeah, well, okay. But yeah, I like that title for you.
I do like that. I do like that. That's how we'll introduce you from now on. Black China historian Kurt Fitzpatrick.
That's me.
I might have to change the opening to your segment.
Right?
Oh. Yeah, I got some new stuff I'm working on. I want another line in the intro also, and I came up with a line.
Are you going to try and work it into the show in hopes that I pull it from audio, or you actually said it on a show?
No, I because I never brought it up before that I wanted another line in the the opening theme.
Okay,
but I want it to be. I'm going to say it right now, and I might say it later on. Roger wants to work. So that's my.
Why do you want that to be your thing? This is like oh gosh, what is it on Seinfeld?
It works for me.
Kramer in the Woody Allen movie with this one line: "These pretzels are making me thirsty."
Well, Roger wants to work. Yeah, Roger's in this movie, and he wants to work.
Oh, so this has to do with the movie. Okay.
Yeah, it's in this movie. It's in this movie. Yeah.
For those that don't remember from last episode, or maybe we didn't say it, this week is going to be one of these weeks where one of us doesn't watch the movie and the other two recap it, and the third tries to figure out like what the hell's going on in this movie. I opted out of watching it because it was my birthday week, and I was like, I'm not watching this crap.
I know, and the thing is, the pressure is on less than I had to take like a second look at this movie because I was like, I gotta remember everything.
I deliberately didn't read the synopsis because I didn't want to form like a jokey idea of what the premise might be. So all I know about this Hallmark movie is that it's called The 27-Hour Day.
Yes, and this movie at times felt like it was 27 hours long.
And I just realized in like launching into that whole thing, like we didn't even talk about the Black China report, did we? Other than the fact that you are a Black China reporter or historian.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, Black China apologized to the trans community. You know, just apologize.
She has not apologized, right? Yeah, I'm sure she will. She probably wants to stretch it out a little bit.
Actually, isn't the court case like soon?
Probably. When was this article out? No, this was a little while ago. April 3rd. We're now already April 18th.
April or August, you mean? You mean August 18th?
No, it's today. In our world, it's August 18th, but this article is from August 3rd.
You had said April.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. It's not April. It's hot out. I'll tell you. Yeah. I can't tell this story.
Is it humid too?
Oh, I feel like now you have to. What? Now you have to.
No, my dad came in and he goes, it's hotter outside than it is inside. It's like, yeah, that's August. Yeah, I gotta slow down on those stories. People are gonna get mad out there. People are gonna be mad at me.
Well, what moved slower, that story or the 27-hour day?
The 27-hour day.
Okay.
Look, why don't you be the devil's advocate? Okay, on this? Be the devil's advocate on that story.
Okay. I love the story. I just felt like you felt like it was dragging.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I didn't actually. I thought it was concise. All right, we're ready. The 27-hour day. We only wish there was 20. The sequel is a 28-hour day. There you go.
God, wait! Please don't call a sequel into existence.
More wit to come.
Was there anybody in this that we've seen before that like a name that we would recognize, like Heloise Chabert or anything like that?
No, but I recognized, and it might be because I actually know this woman because she just looked familiar. The woman. There was an interracial couple, and the black woman.
Okay.
The black woman looked familiar to me, and to the point where I think I might know her.
Like know her in real life, like from a festival or something.
I might know. She just looks so familiar. I don't know, and I feel like she's just very familiar. But who knows? I didn't look up her name or anything. So
there's a woman in the show that I'm in now, Clue Live, who is actually in a Hallmark movie coming out this winter.
When will she be on the show with us?
I've talked to her about it, and I guess closer to the time. It's my friend Bridget.
Okay.
And so she said that this was a movie that they shot it in Wisconsin.
Oh.
And they shot it, she said they shot it over like 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, so she'll be on. I've already talked to her about it.
Sweet.
And then we got in a conversation about Hallmark and Lifetime movies. And I was like, yeah, and I have a friend that's in a lot of Lifetime movies. And she goes, oh, Meredith?
I love
it. Community.
Right?
Yeah.
It does seem like a community. It does seem like a stable of actors. And it's like they all know each other. So anyway, let's do this. Okay, so we start off. Right. And and of course, she's a Hallmark heroine. So she's very busy.
Yes. The busiest woman ever.
Yes. Yes. And she's so busy that she's talking. First, they show her talking into a tape recorder, and then they show her talking into an Apple Watch.
And so they went like low tech, high tech?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, she talks to, rather than Alexa, she talks to Sadie. It's called Sadie.
Yeah, Sadie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Slim Sadie. Yeah.
And so
hold on, someone's knocking on my door. Hello. Who it? Oh, it's okay. I'm on a podcast.
Who is it? They can come on.
It's my mom. It's knocking at the door. Well, you're desperate for guests.
I like the unexpected.
This happened last night. I'm staying with my parents because I'm helping them out with stuff. And like last night, I'm in the room, and my dad just starts pounding on the door. And so I told him afterwards, I said, Dad, if I'm in the room, I'm doing a podcast or I'm working or something, don't knock on. I just knocked very gently twice. Please don't do that. There you go. I'm telling stories.
As you're telling a door knocking story, my husband just knocked on the door. So there you go.
Well, people stop knocking on doors. This is it doesn't happen on, I don't know, what's a podcast?
Mark Maron.
Serial. I don't hear people knocking on the door on Serial.
It doesn't happen to WTF. It doesn't happen to Mark Maron.
No.
Who else? Joe Rogan.
No one's knocking on Joe Rogan's door. They probably get arrested. Punched in the face.
Right.
All right, here we go.
So we find out that our very busy heroine, what was it, Lauren? It was Lauren, right?
It was, yeah.
So Lauren is very busy because she's hoping to interview Margaret Darrow, who basically, Jason, is like the Hallmark version of Oprah.
Barbara.
Okay. Oh, Barbara Darrow.
I was wondering.
Basically,
yeah. That's what I was wondering. I was wondering if she was supposed to be like Oprah. Because was she a little? Yeah. She a little bit. Oprah would be higher status than this woman, wouldn't you think? Or maybe not.
Well, actually, yeah. But this woman, because it was like Jason was like a regal black woman. And what Lauren says is she wanted to get on this book tour because she says that she wanted to get on her speaking tour because she says if you get on Margaret Darrow's speaking tour, then your book that you write is going to be like basically your career is made.
Yeah, it's like being in Oprah's book club. I get it.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
They used to happen on Oprah. I remember overhearing these people working in bookstores, but before she had the book club, and they said, "Okay, now it was people working in the bookstore. Okay, this author's going to be on Oprah tomorrow. Now make sure we have all the books out because there's a rush for the books when they're on Oprah." And there was. Okay, I'll try not to have too many side stories.
I like the side stories.
You do?
Yeah,
okay.
I like the side story.
Oh, okay. I'll keep them coming.
Yeah, I like the side story.
I'm easy.
It's like a slice of life.
Yeah,
it truly is. You could really, learn a lot. Learn a lot about me from listening to this. All right.
Oh, so the 27-hour day was actually Lauren's show.
Lauren's show or the other woman's show?
No, Lauren.
Oh, so Lauren had a show too.
Yes. The 27-hour day. And she was kind of like, what would you call it, Kurt? Like,
well, it wasn't really a show as she would call it. It was a brand. So she just kind of like, she had a podcast, and it looks like she kind of like got her message out in many different mediums.
Was she
didn't have a TV show.
Was she like
She did not have a TV
self-helpy?
show. I'm sorry?
Was she self-helpy? Is this sort of like the female version of Tim Ferriss?
Yeah. No, she was
Like
more,
lifestyle brand.
but it was more like hands-on. It was more like practical advice. And it was how to do things kind of quickly, like how to fold sheets more quicker, so you have more, so you have more time in the day. You know, life hacks. That's what she called it. She said, I have a hack for this. I have a hack for that. Yeah.
Right. So then we see a lodge, right? We go to a lodge, correct?
In Montana. Yeah.
Yes. And the lodge, and they want to expand this lodge. And Ben is talking to his mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ben. And
wait, so his mom's alive?
His mom is, but his dad's not.
I see dead.
Okay, checking.
Okay.
And then we cut back to Lauren, and Lauren is all about, Lauren is like, even though we have 24 hours in a day, you can have 27.
My notes from the Montana part, it says, Dad is dead. There is a dog. It's like I'm a first grader learning how to write.
So she's interviewing with Barbara.
Honestly, Kurt, that's a funnier clip to pull for you for the opening credits.
Oh, okay. I'll take it. Okay.
So she's interviewing with Barbara. So Lauren was bragging about how very busy she was, but Barbara was like looking at her funny, and Barbara's like, listen, girl, you need to get some work-life balance. And then Barbara's like, listen, I'm going to my summer house to rest and recharge. So when I come back from my summer house, we need to talk again. And I suggest during this time that you take a vacation yourself. And so that is how Lauren chose the ranch in Montana. But It wasn't just a ranch, it was a special ranch. It was a ranch to recharge.
That should have been the name of this movie.
It's a special ranch for special people.
Right. So no technology, no phones, no internet, no nothing.
Nope. Just people staring at each other.
That's creepy.
Staring at the wall. Staring at the wall.
Doing lame activities.
Was there trivia?
Trivia?
Did they? I think did some kind of trivia. They did some game.
They didn't do that. No, you'll see.
I only ask because there's always trivia, and you know what a rant I will go on if they did trivia.
Oh no, they didn't. I know. I'm a scholar of this movie. I'm a 27-hour day historian.
You're 27-hour day ride or die.
Yep.
And Jason, clocks weren't even allowed at this place.
Clocks weren't? Okay.
Nope.
Couldn't wear a watch.
Nope. And then I wrote here, and then they take your phone and your computer, and I wrote here, listen, I've watched way too many cult movies. This is not good.
Oh yeah, that's a problem. And so they have to take all her electronics, and so to show how like busy she is, she has like, I only brought a couple things. She's got like everything. She's got like a laptop, the iPad, Discman, like everything.
Discman.
She's got that Mr. Science. Wasn't there like a Mr. Science calculator years ago? She's got one of those.
A 2XL robot.
Yep.
Teddy Ruxpin. Didn't Teddy Ruxpin speak? Yeah.
I've referenced this before, but she's got the robot from Short Circuit. See, I feel guilty just like throwing that in, and I have to admit that I've used that before.
So now you know how they have like a B story.
Mm-hmm.
So the B story is that the vet found like a baby pig. And so the vet like saved the baby pig, and so the baby pig needed to stay on this ranch for like so he could help the baby pig.
Okay, that's some
So
B
then
that was some B story. I was on the edge of my seat. And that's all. I mean,
Right?
the whole movie. It's this B story. They should have made it interesting. The pig. They should have like an interspecies
Stop right there.
relationship.
They should have made it interesting.
That's true. I should have stopped there.
The pig was cute though.
It was. Yeah, I like the pig. I kind of want that pig. But the thing is, a pig grows up and he's a big pig rolling in the mud. That's not practical for a household.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on where you live, I guess. You might live in a
So
sty.
then all these people show up. So then all these busy people show up. Like there's an interracial busy couple.
Yeah.
They're busy. There's a busy wedding planner. She's very busy. There's a busy older black man. He's very busy.
That's Roger. Roger
yes.
Roger wants to work. He does. He
Yes.
lost his job. He was like an investment banker, and his job ended. But he doesn't want to stop working.
Do you think
Yeah.
these people will all be
So-
in their own Hallmark movies as the same characters?
They probably could.
Well-
maybe. I don't think the interracial couple.
Maybe.
The guy was a little too dorky. He's kind of supporting character material. Yeah. In the interracial couple,
Well, he was probably rich because she was beautiful.
he's got some money, huh?
Yeah, he's probably got
He's
money
got scratch.
because she was like way too fabulous for this guy.
Did Cryptus say he got scratch?
And so the big.
He's got scratch. Yeah.
So Jason, you know how every Hallmark movie has a big event?
Yeah.
Well, so the event that they all needed to get ready for, which is going to happen in a week, is Honey Fest.
Does that have to do with like bees kind of honey?
It's a peace story.
Or
Yeah,
is it a
that's
bunch of
what it
people
is.
that are really
Like
into the
a-
Mariah Carey album Honey?
Whose album?
Mariah Carey.
Basically like a farmer's market.
Okay. Got it.
I love that video, the Honey video.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love that video.
That was your reenactment of the video?
That was Les's Mariah Carey
Yeah.
impression.
Cause it feels like honey.
Man,
I saw that video the other day.
I just saw parts of that movie, Glitter. I don't mean to, kick someone in the down during Glitter, but they would just have these reaction shots of her. It was just so bad. Poor Mariah Carey.
I remember when Glitter first came out, and this is back when I drank and did other things. And so on a bet, my friend Mark and I decided to get really, really just uber super stoned and go watch Glitter.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it because I laughed.
So you saw it in the theater
entire
because
time.
I don't know if you remember, looking back in context, part of the reason why the movie bombed so hard wasn't because it wasn't a great movie, although it wasn't. Wasn't because it wasn't that compelling, although it wasn't. It came out either the week of or just after 9/11.
Right. That was another reason why I got uber super
Oh,
stoned.
yeah. Well, there's a movie called South Central, which I like. Some people don't. And the guy who was the lead in South Central was in Glitter. And he was playing one of the main roles.
Oh,
And
Max something.
he was. I really like this movie, South Central. But you ever heard from this guy again? Like Glitter, ruined this guy. Oh well. Well, if he's listening, I love South Central. I saw it
Okay.
back in the day. All right.
So now, Jason, you'll appreciate this. So even though they took everything away from them and they gave them journals to write in, that was the only thing they were allowed to do.
Ugh.
Like they could read or they could journal.
Okay.
But she had a podcast, and so the woman of the house was like, well, since you have a podcast, I'll give you this old-fashioned recorder so that you can record for your podcast.
This movie sounds insane.
Yeah,
The whole concept of the retreat where you're turning in all your electronics, blah blah blah. Okay, I think it's dumb, but I get it. But if that's gonna be the hook of a retreat, then it should apply to all versions of that. You should be completely disconnected. And then as a plot for a movie, we're just gonna watch a bunch of people sitting around journaling and reading. That's so boring to watch.
Well, they went to a campfire. They had activities. So like they went to a campfire. And then after the woman like snuck her the old-fashioned tape recorder so that she could tape for her podcast.
What was it, like a reel-to-reel? Like what was this thing?
No, she had like a Walkman. That's your.
Yeah. Oh, like a tiny. What you say? I thought you meant like the early days of radio where they would get together and back in the day you wouldn't have a pre-recorded song. You'd have the actual orchestra there playing, and you'd have someone like foleying the sound effects live for the radio play.
Yeah, we're gonna record our podcast on a CB radio.
Yeah.
Lots of truck drivers will listen. By the way, I got it wrong. I was Glenn Plummer's the actor, and he wasn't in Glitter. He was Showgirls. I mixed up Showgirls with Glitter.
Okay. Oh, even worse.
I mixed up those two movies. I knew I was getting something wrong. All right.
I didn't know who you are. I didn't know what you do. But if you're doing it at the Cheetah, that ain't dancing.
Is that the character that says dancing ain't fucking? Or fucking ain't dancing. What was it? What's the quote?
What's this for? Showgirls? We've talked about Showgirls before, I think.
Actually, I don't know that we have.
How about when? What's her name? Who is that woman I like? I think
Gina Gershon?
Yeah. Gina
Love
Gershon.
her. She's
That's
great.
My kind of woman right there.
She's the only person in the movie that seems to know what the movie that she's in. Like, she's the only person that sort of gets that, like, we're doing camp and it's okay. Like, you guys are taking it all a little too seriously.
I like her. I like that since she's like, I love dog food. I love eating dog food. That just makes her hotter.
Oh, so that's right. When she asked, that's right. She's like,
I love eating dog food.
They said brown rice and vegetables tasting like dog food.
That's hot. That's really messed up.
So,
how did we get a Showgirls?
So get this, Jason.
Showgirls. Well,
I love it.
I mixed up Glitter with Showgirls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about. I said Glenn.
But I love that we're talking about.
Yeah, Glenn Plummer he was also on ER for years, so he's done fine for himself. Okay.
But I love that we're talking about a Hallmark movie and then we segue into Showgirls.
Yeah.
Like.
It's a 27-hour day. We have plenty of time. All right.
Okay. So the guy's name was Jack. So their meet cute. One of their meet cutes was he was trying to change a light bulb, but he couldn't reach it, and so she told him to put duct tape on a stick or something.
Yeah.
To help him reach a light bulb, and it worked. So then he was like in love. Because she gave him a life hack.
So she's basically Heloise. Remember Hints from Heloise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, okay.
Heloise should sue her.
As a matter of fact, the wedding planner girl admired her because she said, I listened to your podcast and I love that you are an expert in how to get stains out of things.
Oh, yeah, that was weird. She goes, I'm an expert in stains. Like, dude, that sounds dirty.
That could be a line from Showgirls.
I'd like if Gina Gershon said that. I'm an expert at that. Oh, that's so hot. I have to calm down right now. I really do. I'm not joking. All right.
So then they went berry picking. They went berry picking, and Lauren got in trouble for picking too many berries because she was an overachiever. So they're like, "You need to calm down."
They spanked her.
I am not.
Very good.
I may have even talked about this on the show in the context of apple picking, but the places where you like go pick your own berries or apples or whatever, it's an orchard, and like, isn't it romantic? It's like, no. I'm paying you to be a farmer. How is this fun?
I did that with my ex-girlfriend. We went out and picked, I guess it's blueberries or blackberries, something like that. And then we go to pay for it. Shit was expensive. I was like, are you kidding?
Zan? You did that with Zan?
Yeah, it was with Zan, yeah.
I am not a super bougie person when I'm dating somebody. I don't need extravagant things. But if someone I was dating ever in a million years suggested, let's go apple picking or berry picking, I would end it immediately.
No,
that's called a divorce.
Say that. I don't think we didn't end things over that, but I don't think it helped. Just hope she's not listening. No. Hi, Zan. We're still friends.
Oh, okay. So then, how did she end up in the rowboat?
I don't know. She just kind of started riding around it, and then she dropped an oar, like her paddle. You only get one paddle in the thing, and the paddle's floating around. I don't know why it was so hard for her to like get over. You just like put your hands in the water, and you can kind of, get yourself over there. But she couldn't do it. So Jack started to. He ended up on the scene, and he like floated by and grabbed her oar. But before that, she's like talking to herself, like she can't stop podcasting in some way. So she was like floating around, and she's just like talking to herself. And here I am floating around in the water, and now I'm going to read my book. She was reading some book on like the influential women or something like that.
Can you imagine if in our day-to-day lives we were such D-bags that would like we just went up to our friends as if we were like recording for this podcast and like narrating our day? We would be such assholes.
I know, that's what she was doing. She can't stop. Won't stop.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
and so
I've revealed too much on this podcast. I gotta simmer down.
Not at all, Mary Hart.
That's okay. That's all right. 10,000 downloads.
And so then they were asking questions around the table, and it was like, if you had time, what would you do? And she said she would spend time with her mother, but someone else said they would spend time knitting.
Roger was going to do an archaeology tour of like a back alley he's never been to before.
Yes. Right.
Here are the crack addicts. Nestled amongst the walls. They were all they're gonna do that.
Oh, go ahead.
Painting a picture for you. Jason?
Yeah. I'm just trying to feel like, I'm guessing that it's Hallmark that everyone got along. There was no weirdness. Because I think in the real world, if you put all these like different big personalities and seemingly tightly wound personalities together and then took away their normal means of communication, I would think it would be tense just by design.
They're pretty mellow though, for the most part. I would get along with this group. Nobody was combative or anything.
That's what I'm saying. Is it real?
Dinner, because that was a rule. Like they all had to have. You could have other meals during the day, but as a group, they had to meet for dinner to talk to each other.
How did the food look, Kurt?
I didn't get a good look at it. There's a dessert later on.
Okay.
Yeah. I had. See, here I go again. I had ice cream tonight. I didn't want anyone to see me in the kitchen because I didn't want to get anybody else any ice cream. I just want to make myself some ice cream. So I had the lights off, and I hear my parents. My parents say, "Is that Kurt? Is that Kurt? He's in the dark. He's in the dark." I'm like, I turn the lights. Say, "Here I am!" Like it's showtime. I just wanted to be left alone. Oh God, they're probably listening. They can hear me say this. Okay, I'm back.
So then Jack walks up to Lauren and he's like, "Hey, you want to go lay on a hammock?" And that's what they did. They went and laid on hammocks and looked at the sky.
Yeah, there was a shooting star.
right? And then someone was playing with a pig.
Yeah, they were playing with a pig. Where are we here? Let me find see where I am in my notes here. Campfire. Oh, there's a movie with Nicolas Cage called Pig, where somebody steals his pig.
Isn't that a new one coming out?
Yeah. I think it didn't come out yet. It's called Pig. Someone steals his pig and he's got to get revenge, and they say it's good.
Revenge? Because they stole his pig?
No, they stole his pig. He's got to get his pig back.
It sounds like what's the one with Keanu Reeves? John Wick. It's like John Wick. 'Cause isn't the whole plot of John Wick is that like somebody murdered his dog and so now he's like out for vengeance?
I was an extra in John Wick. The first one. And my old car was in the movie. I never saw the movie, but we were there. Okay.
Let's watch John Wick next week.
Oh.
Okay.
So they realized that they had a lot in common because they loaded the dishwasher the same way. And that was the topic of conversation on the hammock, is how they loaded the dishwasher.
That's hot. Some people think that's hot. I think Gina Gershon being expert on stains is hot.
I don't think that sounds the way you think it sounds, Kurt.
Well, it's getting less hot the more I hear myself say it.
Oh. Then he told her about his dead dad.
I see dead people.
And there's a dog.
And then he took a page out of Kurt Fitzpatrick's book because he invited her in the kitchen to go to his secret stash of ice cream.
Oh, Kurt!
Right. With all the lights out? Trying to have time to myself.
But he says his ice cream was your ice cream Huckleberry ice cream? His ice cream was Huckleberry.
I've never even heard of Huckleberry ice cream. That's got to be a Montana thing or something. Very niche.
It sounds gross.
The only time I've been through Montana, I drove through Montana one time. It was smoky.
Did the Smoky Mountains go through Montana?
I think there was a fire somewhere.
Those were in Tennessee.
What?
Smoky Mountains are in Tennessee.
No, it was smoky. Oh, okay. It was like there was a fire or something. So I was like driving through smoke and stuff. It wasn't.
And you know what's in the Smoky Mountains? Dollywood.
Oh.
Yep.
Where's that? Because I was near there one time. Where's Dollywood?
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Okay. That's right. I drove through there, I'm sure.
We're going to have to watch the new Dollywood movie this year.
Jack?
Dolly Museum?
Jack is getting ready.
I heard something about a Dolly Museum.
I said we're going to have to watch the new Dollywood movie this year.
Oh, I thought you said museum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there going to be a new Christmas one?
There is. Yeah, we've talked about it on the show. Nina Wyman's writing it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You know I love a Dolly movie. So, Jason, we forgot to mention to you that they were refurbishing the place, so Jack had to give a presentation.
Oh, that's right. They wanted an expansion. Apparently, his dad, who was previously alive,
but is no longer alive.
I see dead people.
He was previously alive. He had a dream of expanding this inn, and it didn't happen. So now they're working on this, but now they lost some. The money situation is a little unstable. Mm-hmm. So he has to go convince these investors.
Right.
And he's got like a scale model, like in Back to the Future, or like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, a scale model, the entire mall. And he's got like a scale model of the inn, and the little piglet like jumps on it and just destroys it all. So we got
really?
Yeah, the piglet kills it. Tayo, a piglet.
Guess who had to help him fix it?
That
Lauren. Okay.
Yeah. Are we skipping around? I'm not sure. I lost.
No. Because the only thing that we skipped is when Lauren was telling the wedding planner lady about Barbara how she needed to do this so that she could go on tour with Barbara.
Okay. That's when they were picking the berries, I think.
And then they drank wine made out of the berries. Because after she helped him fix the model, he was like, hey, do you want to, as a thank you, let's go get some of this wine I made.
Are they on a commune and they don't know it?
Probably.
Isn't there sex going on a commune, though?
I mean, I'd like to think so.
Serious things. There's sometimes there are sex communes. Some people start a cult just so they can get laid.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So while they were having the wine, this is the part of the movie which is a Hallmark trope with when the guy basically gives you the background of how he ended up being a loser living with his mother again.
Mm-hmm. Great.
So this time, his story.
Thanks,
I didn't mean it like that.
All right, let's move on.
I didn't mean it like that.
There is a centering of that narrative in Hallmark movies, though.
Everybody relax.
You have a career.
I know. All right. That's enough. No, you have to pump me up.
This guy basically said,
oh God,
because he said that he was going to be a vet, he's going to be a veterinarian, and then he chickened out and moved back to the farm.
Yeah, well, his dad was ill, and so he went to help out the family. Yeah.
So then at this point, Lauren says to Jack as they're talking over wine, I'm getting to know myself again.
Ugh.
So then...
That could be a scary thing.
We have a photo shoot, but not for Lauren, not for Jack, not for anyone in the camp. The photo shoot is for the pig.
I kind of knew you were going to say that. Was it a photo montage, Les?
It's a foster pig.
It is a foster pig, and it was kind of a pig montage. Yes, it was actually.
Okay, pig montage. Great name for a band, by the way. Anyone needs one.
I don't remember the pig. I must have blocked that out.
So then Jack does the pitch meeting, and basically at the end of the pitch meeting, it was, don't call us, we'll call you. And then we see Jack and Lauren, and they're making brownies. And then everybody's making brownies, and everyone's in the kitchen cooking, and they're laughing, and and then all of a sudden they decide to go and play horseshoes.
Well, before that, we should mention that Jack is meticulously coring tomatoes. Like Jack says, I'm going to help with the cooking. So everybody's in there as a community in the kitchen, and Jack is very meticulously coring these tomatoes, and she tomato core shames him. She mocks him for taking too slow with the tomatoes, which by the way, tomatoes aren't too hard to cut into. You should be able to get that job done pretty quickly.
But we don't know what's in the soil there.
Oh,
right.
Come on. I can see if it's an avocado. Those things are tricky.
And isn't this is Jack's lodge, right?
Jack? Yeah.
So what? Jack isn't used to hard labor because he has all the people staying there do all the berry picking and stuff. So he's probably not used to having to core his own tomatoes.
No, Jack's hands on. He was talking about he had to go fix the toilet or something like that. So he's working there. They're not highly staffed there, so he's got to do a lot of stuff.
Of course they're not, because they've got slave labor that's paying to be there.
Right. Oh, so then so they're cooking, right? And they put the brownies in the oven.
Yeah. I'll get together.
And then they decide to go play horseshoes. So they're all playing horseshoes, and they're all getting along, and they're all laughing. But then all of a sudden, we hear a fire alarm. And they all run inside because the brownies were burning.
Wouldn't the smoke alarm be considered a modern piece of technology that they should have rid themselves of?
You would think.
And the oven is a piece of modern technology. Yeah. They should just breathe warmly on that brownie mix.
Yeah, or just put it in the sun. Put it in the sun on a really warm day and like set up some reflectors.
Yeah. Put it on the black asphalt. Just pour it on there. Brownie. How do you burn a brownie? I mean, a brownie. Is there anything easier to make? Maybe an egg? I mean, come on.
Kurt, were you like appalled when the brownies were burning?
No, because brownies
were you like disgusted?
Brownies, I like a good brownie, but it's just too easy.
But you could absolutely burn a brownie though, because of the sugar, and that's what actually when brownies taste really good is when they're really hardened on the sides. If you've ever had those brownie thins at the grocery store, they're so good.
I think I'm considering the work ethic and the craft of a dessert as well. And I just find a brownie to be, you could take a brownie mix and make a good brownie, but you take like a cake mix. Well, that's not a good cake. You really got to put the work into making a good cake. Yeah. So if it was a cake that got ruined, like if there was like a 3-layer cake that got ruined, I would have been very upset. But a brownie, it's like, come on, you got 20 more minutes, you could have another brownie exactly the same.
Well, so what do you think about this, Kurt? Since you were a dessert aficionado, since they burned the brownies, Lauren was like, "Well, they use one of my hacks," and so then Lauren made chocolate and peanut butter pudding.
Well, I would try that. I've never had that before. Might be good.
I do like pudding.
It interests me.
Frankly, I like pudding more than I like brownies.
I would try that over the brownies. Yeah, that would be something. Yeah.
Unpopular.
Yeah, I think I'm interested in that. It's perked my interest.
What is your favorite kind of dessert, Kurt?
Cake.
Just cake.
Well, I love cake. I love like a good like American. I don't call it American, but like an American. What you call like an American bakery where it has like a 3-layer. Vanilla cake with like I guess is buttercream icing, like sweet icing, and I love that. I also love a good banana pudding. That's fantastic. Oh yeah,
I like a yellow cake or a vanilla cake. I'm not unpopular opinion. I don't like chocolate cake, but I like a vanilla cake.
I don't really either.
With a whipped cream icing. But a buttercream filling and any piping on the icing to be buttercream. I like the mix. Like buttercream when it's cold is so good. Yeah.
That is good. I like a good lemon meringue pie too. I love lemon meringue pie. But there's a range. There's a range of lemon meringue pies. You get a really good one.
Yeah. And I like just a pie, like a strawberry cream pie. Any of the cream pies, I'm a fan.
I like a blueberry pie or a cheesecake.
Cheesecake's got a wide range. Yeah. There are some fantastic ones, and there's some that are lousy.
Yep.
Oh.
Whereas a brownie has more of a narrow range.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to F it up.
Yeah, but I don't like a brownie with walnuts in it. That's what I don't like.
Okay. How about pecan? Any kind of nuts?
No, I don't like nuts in desserts.
Oh.
I don't either.
No.
I didn't either.
And I don't particularly, raisins, it depends. I don't like raisins in rice pudding. I hate that.
I don't like rice pudding in general.
I don't like red velvet cake.
Yeah, good rice pudding. If you get rice pudding at where is it? The Waverly Diner in New York City they have great rice pudding.
The Waverly Diner.
It's the best. It's like the best rice pudding I've ever had.
And that was Dessert Talk.
Right.
That's right.
Brought to you by Blue Apron.
It's a podcast within a podcast.
So then the pig ends up back at the vet. And so
how would you cook that pig, Kurt? How would you cook that pig?
I like a good pig.
This is one of those movies where like the person that owns the business is like passively aggressively hinting to Jack, like, we need help at this vet. And the vet's been doing this the entire movie. Like, you would have been a great vet if you would have finished school.
So, we find out that Jack's like real trajectory was he wanted to be a veterinarian?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And these people are like, we need a new vet. I would have said, listen, fucker.
Wink, wink.
I want $500,000 a year to be a vet. If you need me so bad, scratch up the scratch.
I love how like angry and aggressive it got, Kurt. Like,
that's my negotiation.
If you want me to care for these fucking animals.
Well, I mean, think about it. It was like in farm country, he's gonna have to stick his hand in like cows' butts and stuff.
He's gonna have to put his hand in a cat's butt and pull out kittens. You gotta pay me about $500,000. Nah, I might do that for free.
Ew.
I'd wash my hands afterwards, though. See, I've revealed too much.
I would open a commune where the people come, they pay me so that they can pull cats out of cats' butts.
Well, I can't run for office now after this particular episode. But this pig reminds me of Pulp Fiction, where Samuel Jackson says, "Don't eat pig. Pig's a filthy animal." What about dog? Would you eat dog? Don't eat dog neither. Anyway, I don't remember all the words.
So, Kurt, why do they go camping?
It's part of the activities that they have planned. But what's interesting is that Jack usually doesn't go camping. So his sister, I don't think we ever mentioned his sister. His sister is there, and she's she believes that Jack should have a relationship because Jack is averse to dating, and so she's kind of like, oh, maybe Jack's here because he's got the hots for Lauren.
Okay.
So, but then the sister brings up to Jack, and this has been a theme in Hallmark movies lately, because Jack goes, but she lives in New York, and the sister's like, well, have you ever thought about dating long distance? That has been like a theme for the past year in these movies. Don't you think, Jason?
Yeah, that makes sense, though, given the pandemic. It certainly forced people to rethink the way they go about relationships.
Yeah, I guess so. That makes sense.
Or it's a junior executive at Hallmark that is going through it, and all of his or her notes are like, I want to see more long distance relationships. I don't feel like that's been explored enough.
Yeah.
How do you maneuver this?
Look like a valid option.
Asking for a friend.
So Jason, this next part was very scandalous for a Hallmark movie.
Why is that?
Because they're looking at the stars. They're in the tent. Everybody else had gone to sleep. Jack and Lauren are looking at the stars, and they actually kiss each other, like full on kiss each other.
Oh,
they did,
before the end.
That's hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
I expected an interruption. I thought then before they kiss, if they're going to interrupt like they usually do. No, they were going at it. And then they had a sing along before that too, where Roger could sing. He was singing Dock on the Bay. Sitting on the dock in the bay. Yeah.
Okay, so meanwhile, back at the ranch, the construction needs to happen, and they don't have any money, so they need a loan.
And and he lost it. He lost the loan, and then he lies to his mother. Oh, that's like one of the commandments.
This is a scandalous Hallmark movie.
He lies to his mother. Is that what we should do, Hallmark? Should we be lying to our mothers? Is that what we should do?
What was the lie?
Well, you know what they were saying? You know what they were saying? Kissing before the end of the movie leads to lying.
Yeah.
And unsavory behavior.
I'm an expert on stains.
So then, this is the part that we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
It's time for Honeyfest. So Honeyfest is happening.
Describe Honeyfest to me. Like, what do you see around Honeyfest?
It looked like a farmer's market.
A bunch of people around. It's outside. Yes.
So there's booths. There's selling of honey. There's extras.
There's a stage. Jack gets up on the stage. He tells everybody, look, here's my pig, but somebody adopt the pig. Then everybody starts dancing. There's slow dancing going on. It's an event. It's something to do.
Okay.
And then guess who shows up? Guess who just shows up at Honeyfest? Guess.
Gloria Estefan.
Barbara.
No.
Barbara.
Oh.
Barbara. And it turns out that Barbara had the farm next door. And so then,
next door. Okay.
and so then Jack was like, oh, I just thought she was like the nice lady who lived next door. I didn't realize that she was basically like Hallmark's version of Oprah.
Oh, he didn't know?
Well, they don't have
Yeah,
TVs and stuff there, right?
He said like he thought she was like the rich lady who lived next door who would always come and buy out their honeymoon.
Oh, that makes sense though, because Jack was detached and they didn't have cell phone service or TV or anything. So it was like for him, it was like living in a cave.
But who knows who Oprah is?
It is a bit insane. Like, even if Jack wasn't watching TV or whatever, if she's been living there for a while, wouldn't the other visitors to this ranch be like, oh my God, that's this super famous person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Barbara was like, hey, Lauren, let's talk. And then, by the end of the conversation, Barbara, before she leaves, is like, okay, Lauren, give me a call and we'll talk about the tour, which means Lauren got it.
Opportunity next.
And so, so then they're talking, Lauren and Jack, and then Lauren is like, well, Jack, why don't you go back to vet school? And
no.
Asking that.
He says he says I'm closer to 40 than 20. It's too late. Oh, and then he says he really gets it in there. He says, I can't just write a blog post about it. And then there's like a zoom in on this Lauren, like of horror.
That is kind of a harsh thing to say to her, though. Like, having not seen this movie, just based on what you've told me, that sounds harsh.
He says it, and in general, people do it. You gotta watch what you say sometimes. You don't want to say something that you can't take back. And I've seen this kind of thing happen. But yeah, it's like it comes as soon as it's out of his mouth, he's like, well, he already regrets that he said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the mom and the dog walk out and interrupt the situation.
And then the next day, they're leaving.
And let's not forget another interracial relationship that starts happening in the movie. Roger starts hooking up with Jack's mom.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Roger's getting it in.
He is.
Well,
Roger wants to
Jason. The next day.
Wait, who is Roger again?
Roger is the black
guy
who he's an older guy, and he's there. He's the guy who wants to do the archaeology tour if he could do anything.
Oh, he was the investment banker guy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Roger.
Well, and get this. They're all saying their goodbyes, and then Roger's like, oh no, I'm staying. Roger stayed.
This have you guys been watching White Lotus on HBO?
No.
I'm watching it now.
Okay, this sounds like a sexless White Lotus.
Wow, I can see that. Is Jennifer Coolidge in that? Is that right?
She's great in it too. I mean, the whole it's there's parts of it that are very uncomfortable to watch, but it's really well done, and the cast is amazing. Yeah.
When I have the time to watch stuff, I'd like to see that. I like her. Okay.
So they're saying their goodbyes. Roger's like, I'm staying, people. and then Jack apologizes to Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pig gets adopted too.
An awkward hug.
And then the pig gets adopted too. I was more excited that the pig found a home.
Yeah, that's good. They didn't name the pig because they thought they would get too attached to the pig.
Okay, so this is the part that made me mad.
Okay.
So then, like, the mom, says something to Jack, too. Then we go back to New York. Lauren calls Barbara, and this is what made me mad. Lauren calls Barbara and says, I've learned what's important in life, and turns the tour down. Barbara offered her the tour, and she said no. I was like, you idiot.
Yeah. because she wants her life to be like calm or what, but she could have calmed her life in other ways. Take the opportunity.
Right.
That is kind of dumb to turn that down.
Then she goes to visit her mom, and she thanks her mom for being her mom.
That was her thing. Remember that was her thing when they said, if there's anything you could do, she said, I'd like to spend time with my mom and sit out on the porch and bullshit. And that's what they did.
So then Laura is like, so they changed the show to make it more relaxed, and her numbers went up on her show. Well, her the podcast or whatever. Like,
yeah, podcasts.
Her podcast numbers went up. But she's in New York, and guess who shows up in New York?
Jack.
Mm-hmm. And Jack has decided to go back to vet school. But she's in the city, and he's in Cornell. He got into Cornell, so it's going to be an hour flight.
Okay.
So they're going to see each other on the weekends.
Okay. At least they made that somewhat realistic, because I was about to get really upset of like, oh yes, New York City, long known for their veterinary schools.
I'm sure there's one or two.
The farm isn't left alone because Lauren's like, well, who's gonna help your mom? And Jack goes, oh, Roger is. So Roger took Jack's. So Roger's running shit.
Roger's taking care of the mom.
Roger's in every crevice over there.
Yeah.
Tell you. Well, good for Roger. I actually kind of like Roger.
I didn't know that Roger had a farming background, but Mom said that he knows how to plow.
Damn.
Right.
Roger wants to work.
And he's working all right.
Oh, man. Roger needs his own movie. I'm there for it.
Right.
I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't watch it because I'm too busy, but other people would.
Well, they're going to have the sequel, The 29-Hour Day.
Oh,
that was it.
That's it, man.
That's it.
That sounded more like a premise of a TV series than it did for an arc in a movie.
Where's it gonna go as a TV show? Do you want to watch that?
Well, because you can't you could explore these characters.
It can be like Fantasy Island, because you know that Fantasy Island is back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then every week you have a different group of campers come in, and you take their technology, and then hijinks ensue for an hour.
Well, I think the gang would have to be like Gilligan's Island. This group of people would have to get stranded on an island together. Maybe that might work.
Well, they all chose to go to the island, didn't they, or wherever they are?
Yeah, they're in Montana somewhere.
Yeah,
they're not like stranded there. They all go on another trip together, like a boat trip, and it's a 3-hour tour. They end up on an island, and there you go. You have a premise for a little while. It's not original though.
Just as long as Ginger's there.
Tina Louise.
Right. So that was it, Jason. You didn't miss much.
Yeah.
I hope he painted a picture for you of his tale.
Honeyfest. Ooh.
The ancient form of storytelling.
Right. Right.
We all sit around the campfire and talk about the 27-year-old hour. The 27-hour day. That's what it's called.
27-year-old hour.
But had we not had that conversation, I wouldn't have learned that your favorite dessert of all desserts is cake.
Yes, a vanilla cake.
We knew this.
I knew Kurt loved cake. I'm fully aware that Kurt loved cake. I didn't know that of all of the desserts, that cake was the number one.
I'll tell you something else too. I like Magnolia Bakery cake. I like Magnolia cupcakes. The problem is this is a real compromise when I eat these things, because the cake is dry, Magnolia, but the icing is so good that it actually kind of makes up for the dry cake. Anyway, that's my
you know what we're gonna do, Kurt?
Moisten your cake.
If you ever come to LA, Jason and I are gonna take you to the Abbey at night, and you're gonna eat cake.
I'm not getting caught near a camera doing that again.
No, it's not gonna do it. I'll do it though.
Their cakes are good.
Have good cake.
They do have good cakes.
I just wouldn't eat it there.
Oh yeah.
I could pack mine up and take it home.
Well, we know what's happening. They know what's in that bag that you're carrying home.
Exactly.
True. Anyway, at least next week's a Lifetime movie.
Oh, that's fun.
Woohoo!
Something. I'm in the mood for something gory.
Okay.
Something gory and just something bonkers.
Okay.
I definitely want some bonkers.
With a lot of killing and maybe Eric Roberts.
I'm fine. I'm on board.
Yeah, I like it.
That reminds me, I go back to the chiropractor next week. I'm hoping to run into him again.
Oh, yes. Let's hope.
I just watched this.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I just watched this movie from 1989. It's called Communion, and Christopher Walken is the lead, and it's like he gets abducted by aliens. It's a movie where apparently the book was very successful, but then they made a movie, and like he has like a period where he doesn't know what happened, and he gets hypnosis. And here he's get these aliens give him an anal probe, and it's played like completely straight. Like he's like, yeah, they pull out the probe and they give Christopher Walken an anal probe.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
it's intense.
You know.
The movies, I actually kind of like it. He's kind of goofy in the movie, and I don't know if I'd recommend it though. But
now, was this before he was Christopher Walken?
Well, it's younger, so it's Dead Zone era Christopher Walken. Yeah.
But he had already been nominated for an Oscar by that point, right?
I think he won an Oscar.
Yeah, for
a Deer Hunter.
Yeah. That was like 10 years before this, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah. But I think he's better known as like the older Christopher Walken, for, I don't know. He's just been around for a while. But there aren't a lot of movies where he plays the lead. And this one, he was the lead.
Right.
But he's not known for this one.
Anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, you can find me on Instagram at Kirkendall, or where else?
Are you still in Clue Live?
Oh, yes, I'm in Clue Live for 2 more weeks. So if you want to come and see Clue Live, you have until August 29th. We're ending a little earlier than we thought. Not our fault. Actually, ticket sales were going very well. But with things going the way that they're going for safety issues, they're closing us early. Womp, womp. So if you want to see it, you have until August 29th.
Where can one buy tickets, Les?
You can buy tickets. Just you can Google Clue Live, and there's a website called Fever Up, and you can buy tickets there.
Okay, awesome.
Jason.
Hi. So you can find all of us on Instagram at Lifetime of Hallmark Podcast. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Big Shot Jason. Kurt.
If you want to see what I'm doing, you can peer through my window and see me writing in my journal. If I'm lucky, I'm getting to that. But I'm not up to anything except for this. But you could check out, if you're in Edmonton, check out the Edmonton Fringe Festival. If you're in Indianapolis, check out the Indie Fringe. So that's probably still going on at press time. And that's it. I'm not there, and none of us are there, but other people are there.
And last but not least, I almost forgot, I have another podcast called The Reality Reading Rainbow, where I talk about books written by reality stars. I have a new co-host, Victoria Wood, and we are reading the book Pretty Powerful by Ebony K. Williams, the first Black Real Housewife of New York. So check it out.
All right.
And I think that's it.
All right.
So
yeah, we've covered it.
We've covered it. This, like I said, this movie felt like it was 27 hours long. So until next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye.